See the overpass on Highway 84 dedicated to Councilman Sonny Vickers. The city passes a new millage rate. Workers are out installing new water meters throughout the city. Next Gen Valdosta features an employee in the utilities department. And the city is still encouraging everyone to complete their 2020 census. These stories and more on this edition of City Focus. After spending 7 years in the United States Army, Brad Chasen went looking for a government job. The Hahira native found one at the city of Valdosta.
I always wanted to get into a government job after I got out of the military, so as soon as I saw this position open, I was trying to get into it, and the benefits are great, and it feels good working for the city and knowing that you work for the people where you grew up at. Being younger helps because I get to learn from the older guys that are here, and they can teach me and train me how to do the job better, so it'll help me in the long run, so then when I get older I can train the younger guys as well.
He looks forward to going to work every day at the water treatment plant.
It's not like a lot of jobs where you wake up dreading going to work. I actually wake up excited to come here and be here for the days.
He understands that having safe drinking water is important to everyone that lives in the city or visits the city.
Knowing that most of the people in the city rely on us and this job, so we have to do our job in order to give everyone here safe water. So, it feels good having a lot of people depend on you.
It takes several certifications and extensive training to be successful at his job of being a water treatment operator.
First thing in the morning when I get here, I have to go backwash and clean the strippers. And so I take water samples from 5 of the strippers that are out there, and whichever ones are higher, then I clean those 2 strippers. And then after that, I'll check the chemicals and make sure that they're all full. And I refill the fluoride, which we also add to the water every day. And I will test the chlorine residuals to make sure that the amount of chlorine being pumped into the water is at the right level.
His goals are to be with the city long term and advancing at the water treatment plant.
I definitely plan to stay here until retirement, and hopefully I'll be a superintendent one day. That's my goal.
On the next edition of Next Gen, we meet up with an up-and-coming member of the Valdosta Fire Department. On August 28th, longtime City Council member Joseph Sonny Vickers was celebrated with the overpass at Highway 84 being named in his honor. The project was a goal for Vickers for many years.
And on his list would be, we need to get that overpass over there, over that train track. So he continued to push and push and push and push, and then I guess it was maybe 8 to 10 years ago that we had the groundbreaking, and I just became a state representative at that time, but I was a part of that. It was great to know that we were going to do this to really make a difference.
Now drivers don't have to wait on a train that stops traffic and first responders to get to their destinations.
Councilman Vickers represents the wonderful folks of District 3, but he knows his responsibilities are far more reaching than that. He is a big window visionary. An example is the overpass we're here to honor him with today. Granted, it's in District 3, but those of us who remember waiting 45 minutes to an hour for an ambulance or police or just trying to get to work on time, we know that was a community, much needed community project.
Over the years, Vickers has been a part of many projects that have benefited all the citizens of Valdosta.
He's been responsible for many public improvement projects in our city, from parks and recreation facilities, youth centers, a senior center, the paving of over 26 miles of dirt roads that were long neglected, support of new schools, and so much more. All these took patience, perseverance, consensus building, and time.
In a special call meeting on August 26th, Valdosta City Council approved the millage rate of 7.974 mills for the 2020-2021 fiscal year.
That which funds our general fund expenses such as the police department, the fire department, our right-of-way maintenance, things of that nature is what is housed in the general fund. So property taxes is a big revenue source for the city of Valdosta as far as funding those type of items within our community. So back in June, our council approved a budget that we had recommended that had about a $65,000 buffer within the general fund. However, that also included our estimation that our property tax digest, which is the value of all the properties within the city of Valdosta, we estimated that was going to grow to 2.5%. We don't get those numbers until about 2 months after we adopt the budget. So what has simply happened is that we depended on that growth. As I said, the growth only came in at under 1%.
The new rate will put the budget where it needs to be after the tax digest came in lower than expected.
We want it to be as minimal as possible, have the smallest effect upon our citizens. However, so let's take for an example a property that's valued at $50,000. If we apply the rate of 7.974 to that $50,000, that means that that property owner would see an increase of $2 a year on their property tax bill, which equates to about 17 cents a month. So while it doesn't sound a lot individually, a cumulative effect of that will get us to where we need to be. An example of a $200,000 piece of property, it would be about $14 a year.
For more information, contact the Finance Department. The Valdosta Fire Department hosted its first session of the 2020 Citizens Fire Academy on the night of September 1st. The group had to be limited in numbers because of COVID-19, but each member was still excited to learn about VFD.
To learn more about the fire department and the equipment that they use on a daily basis. Recognize them and their families each and every day. Same thing with my dad's police officer, and I have the same respect for them as I do firemen.
For more information, contact the Valdosta Fire Department.
We're going to just walk you through and answer any questions that you may have about the city's new automated meter infrastructure, AMI for short, AMR for automated meter reads. And this first slide that we have here is just kind of a simple depiction of what we're trying to accomplish. Basically, right now you have a water meter that's out in your yard or on your property someplace, and 25,000 meters out there roughly. And we have meter readers to go out there every month to collect the data from each of those water meters. And there are a varied technology on how we collect that information. Many of them are manual read, which means you walk out there, you open the lid, you look at the meter, you write down the number on a piece of paper, and you bring it in, and then they input that data into a computer system. The more prevalent way that we read meters is called touch read. The technicians have an instrument that they can walk up to your meter. If you've ever seen that little mushroom looking thing on the top of your meter lid, then that's the transmitter. And the device they have, they literally touch that and it transmits the information from the meter through their wand and into a data collection unit, and that gets input into the building system to collect your meter read. And I think we have a couple of drive-by, maybe? Do we have some drive-by? Yeah, we have a few that are drive-by. Literally, someone just has a transponder in their truck. As they drive up and down the street, it interrogates the meter, and the meter responds with its meter reads, and that information is collected while they're driving through the neighborhood. So those are basically the three types of technology that we are going to be replacing with this technology. The meter is going to be on your premises someplace. It's going to send a signal to a collector that is around the city. Some may be on water towers, and some may be on other towers. We're going to be using the existing cellular infrastructure. So basically, if your cell phone works there, your meter is pretty much guaranteed to work, and it puts out a signal significantly lower than your cell phone, but it's called Cat-M, and it's a government frequency that's set to collect data with a lot less power requirement than your traditional voice, which takes the most. Of course, text is the next least power hungry technology, and then this Cat-M uses significantly less signal strength to transmit that data. Once the data is gathered in the collector, it is on request sent over to the billing system so that they can look at that data and generate a bill and get that bill out to our customers. One advantage, one area that we had to address is that to get those 25,000 meters read with 7 or 8 or 9 people, they had to break it up into routes. So if you were in a particular route, that's when your meter got read, and X number of days later, that's when you got your bill. Well, this system gives us the advantage of pressing a button basically to read your meter. So when we read your meter, some folks would like to have their bill date adjusted. Well, this gives us the flexibility to do that. So if you're on a fixed income, you need to be billed toward the front of the month, then the billing system should be able to accommodate that. That's one advantage that this new system will give us. Improved metering system will allow the city to remotely read meters. And if we elect to, we can do it on an hourly basis. Most meters are set to collect information every hour, store that information, and then when requested, it transmits all of that meter data to the system. So we should be able to get very close to real-time readings on your meter data. And if you have a question about your meter data, as opposed to us saying, well, last month it read 10, this month it reads 15. We don't know what day that happened, but somewhere between there it went from 10 to 15. Well, now we can look at it and the customer can look at it and bring it up and see hour by hour of that entire month and say, aha, this is when the consumption happened. So it's going to give a lot of analytical data to the customer, but it's also going to give analytical data to the customer service representative so they can do a better job of helping you understand what your bills, what and why your bills are what they are. Next, benefits for the customers, more accurate billing. Now, that's going to be great for a lot of folks. Property leak detection. So for instance, you'll be able to see not within a month when you have a leak, you'll be able to see within the hour or within the day that you have a water leak. So the system looks at your water consumption over a 24-hour period, and the analytics in the meter determine that you have a water leak if water never stops running during that 24-hour period. So they're assuming that at some point during the day that you're going to stop your water consumption. If it doesn't stop, then it's going to alert the city, and it will alert the customer as well if they sign up for the portal to be alerted whenever there's abnormal water consumption at their house. This thing is capable of reading 1.4 gallons of water use per hour. So if you have a drip every 3 seconds, you're going to use in excess of 1.4 gallons of water, and it can alert you and let you know that you have some water, some continuous water flow, and you can get it looked at. Water usage information, customer receives information to better manage their water. Vacation notifications. If you're not going to be home, you can tell the thing, there should be no water use at my house. And if there is, I want to be notified via text, via email. You will know about it and the city will know about it. You will know immediately. So no more being away on vacation for 2 weeks and come back and a faucet was left on, a toilet's left running, whatever the indication may be, then you'll get that notification almost immediately. Pipe freezing notifications, that's some other analytics that the meter has. It has a temperature reading. So if your water temperature gets down below a certain temperature, you can have certain things happen. You can have it alert you, you can have it call your friend, you'll call your neighbor, or contact the city and let them go out there and see why there's a freezing water condition at your property. For the city, it reduces our staff, improves billing accuracy, backflow notifications. That's very important for us because often there's communities that want to have a well on their property to irrigate, and we'll allow that. We'll allow customers to maintain their well for irrigation purposes. Well, sometimes customers will go and interconnect knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, but they interconnect between the city supply and the well supply. Well, what that does for us is that we get a bacteriology alert saying, okay, wait a minute, there's something going on with this water. We have a chlorine residual here, we don't have a chlorine residual here, something used up the chlorine in the water. So typically that lets us know that there's a bacteria in the water, so we can rush right out. But these meters, they're going to alert us immediately. So if it senses water traveling in reverse in the meter, it's going to send us a backflow notification, and we can go out and take a look at it and help the customer to work through why there is water flowing backwards through their meter. And of course, we talked about improving customer service. We'll be able real time to look at your screen with you, bring up your meter, and we can come to a resolution on what that data suggests or what it means. So, installation schedule. We began on time. So last Monday, we started our installations, and there's a schedule on the internet that we're trying to adhere to, but we'll be working that schedule, and a couple of weeks, I guess, probably, Chuck, 2-3 weeks for each route, maybe, to get through each route. Yeah. Okay, so we have a private contractor, and you may see a contractor in your area, but if he is working for the city, there will be a sign on the side of his vehicle that says City of Valdosta Contractor. So if you see someone else out there in your yard monkeying around with your water supply, call us immediately and we'll get someone out there to take a look and find out what's going on. But anyone doing any work for the city should have a sign on their vehicle that indicates that they are doing work for the city of Valdosta. Okay, some questions that we gotten. How long will it take? Most customers will not know that their water meter has been exchanged. If there's no problems with the change out, 5 to 10 minutes, and your meter will be changed out. We had one of our admin coordinators go out and change a meter because we wanted to just get some data on someone who had never changed a meter before. So we sent out our admin coordinator, Miss Rebecca, and told her, go out and change a meter. Of course, everyone's around, she can't do it, she won't be able to do it. And there was probably a couple of wagers on how much time it was going to take her to do it, but I don't think any money actually exchanged hands, and she was able to get it done. So we're confident that these folks who are experienced changing meters should be able to get in and out of there pretty quickly with little or no effect on the customers. There will be some times if we're working around folks that have a medical condition, or if you let us know that you need to be alerted prior to the water being disabled, certainly we're going to work with our customers and work around those situations. And we can work evenings and nights and during off shifts if we need to. Just let us know that you need some accommodation for your water meter to be replaced. Crews should not need to enter your residence when installing the meter. So all meters are going to be installed. They're going to be flushed prior to hooking up on the customer side, so there should be little debris or sand coming into your system. If you do get that, give us a call. We'll come out and address it. All right.
You got something to kind of ring that.
The customer portal, and this is the website that the customer would go to set up their customer portal. It is a secure website, so make sure if and when you go there, you have to type in the HTTPS and the :// to get access to the site. So, and it works better in Chrome than it does in Internet Explorer. So you can go here, set up your limits as the video talked about. If you want 5 gallons a day, 10 gallons a day, the system really has no limit on what you can allow it to alert you about. So, and if you anticipate to be gone on vacation, you can set it at 1 gallon, if you want to be notified. So just a lot of great tools to allow you to better control your water supply. Okay, we got some frequently asked questions. What will this system mean for my water bill? And of course the answer is there. That's just part of the reason that we're installing the system, so that we can get more accurate water reads. In some cases it may mean an increase. Often we get a call from customers and they want us to come and change out their water meter. So we try to have a conversation with them, an honest conversation about the way water meters work. And basically inside your water meter there's 3 little cups in there. So as water goes through, it fills up that cup, unlike a water wheel. That water falls in, pushes it over, falls in, pushes it over. So that's the way it works in your meter also. So as that meter ages, that rotating assembly becomes more and more and more difficult to spin. So we say that because we tell the customers that your meter is likely never going to spin faster than it did the first day it was installed. After it gets some corrosion and some other things in the water that may cause it to be influenced by outside agents, then the meter typically spins slower.
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm Chief Manahan with the police department, and I'd like to buy your groceries today.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You got a big weekend planned?
Not really.
You don't? No, you got a long weekend. So you don't mind if I buy your groceries today?
Thank you.
I know you felt like you were being followed around, didn't you?
The camera when I was like, okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
This is just a great way to start your weekend.
Yes,
You don't have to work, do you?
I'm off now.
You're off now? Well, you enjoy.
Thank you. I do home health care.
Oh, well, bless you for that.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you, dear. You have a good weekend. Thank you. You too. How are you doing today? You ready for a good Labor Day weekend?
I sure am.
You ready to go relax? Well,
You look taller in the paper.
I like the way you think. Well, today I would like to buy your groceries and help you start your weekend off just fine. How's that sound to you?
Well, that sounds good, but I pay for you to do that.
No, ma'am. I want to do it.
Oh, that.
I want to do that, and it would be an honor if you'd let me buy your groceries for you.
Well, I will.
All right?
That's very nice of you. Okay, hit debit or credit first.
Oh my gosh, I didn't bring my glasses.
I was going to say, what cash card? Ours is backwards. Still okay? Hit yes.
Okay.
That's very good. Yes, she did. That is very, very good. Thank you, ma'am, for your service. That's
Thank
yes,
you.
Thank you.
I know it's rough out there. I read about it in the paper all the time.
But you know what? We're going to be okay. We're a great community, and we're going to be okay.
Right.
Well, you have a wonderful weekend.
6657 Valdosta.
Good.
Show me 1042.
Tell them enjoy your retirement.
This is the way that Joe Gossick signaled his retirement after 20 years of service at the Valdosta Police Department. He began his career at VPD in 2000 after 8 years in the United States Air Force. Co-workers, family, and friends helped Gossick celebrate his retirement by telling stories and wishing him the best. Metro 17 thanks Officer Gossick for his service and hope him the best in his retirement. On Thursday, September 3rd, the Reach 2 program, a nonprofit organization in Valdosta, took the time to provide lunch to the members of the Valdosta Fire Department. The organization is looking to help children and build relationships in the city.
So it's bridging the gap, building relationships, coming together. It's not about one community, but it's about the entire community. The reason we came to Valdosta Fire Department and the fire department that was laid on our heart and our mind, because we understand the work that they do.
I'm just very thankful for anybody that's showing support. Thankful for everybody here today. I just got back in the office and come in, see the guys out here smiling. You know, it's motivational for me as the chief, because it's the same thing, you know, trying to keep everybody motivated. They're focused on the mission, but they face challenges as well. But to see them greeted by you guys and smiling is motivation for me.
They also plan to provide lunch for the Boys and Girls Club and the Valdosta Police Department in the coming weeks. 3, 2, 1. Earlier in the show, we gave you the newest edition of Next Gen Valdosta. We took a break from Next Gen because of COVID-19, but now it's back. We will continue to showcase our young employees that will lead the city in the future. This concludes another edition of City Focus. Be sure to visit our website, valdostacity.com. Like us on Facebook, Valdosta City Without Limits. Also like our Valdosta Youth Council page. Follow us on Twitter at City of Valdosta, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Metro 17 Valdosta, to watch City Focus on demand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on City Focus.